Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jamie Moses, Minister of Business, Mining, Trade, and Job Creation, and I am also the MLA for St. Vital. I'm so glad to be here today alongside the Premier, our team of ministers and MLAs and local small business owners, and I want to thank you all for being here as well. I want to start off today by saying on behalf of the Government of Manitoba that we are honored the sacredness and importance of this land and of the ancestors that once walked where we are standing today. The Anishinaabe, the Innuak, the Dene, Dakota, Métis, and Inuit, and Anishinaabe nations have all paved the way to what is known as Manitoba, home to all treaty people. We share this information with you all as a reminder of our treaty histories and the original homelands of these nations, which have become home to all of us here today. Manitoba is united. This past week has demonstrated our resolve to come together and support one another, especially during these uncertain times. I'm so glad to be here and welcome the Premier today to share this exciting news for Manitoba small businesses.
Thanks, Jamie. Do you want one of these two? Is that for you?
Yes, thank you.
Gotta make sure we do this big reveal the right way. Hopefully I don't do it backwards. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, this is a little breaking the fourth wall that we got going on here for people who know their theater lingo. Really proud to see all the Canadian pride. It's amazing to see Canadians and Manitobans from all walks of life gathering together and supporting our local economy here and shopping local, whether you're at the grocery store or whether you're heading for a night out and supporting some of the businesses that support our jobs. It's just the way to go. So we're definitely very supportive of that and just going to help amplify the message that we need to shop local. So we got these tote bags we want to show off here, part of a new local campaign that we're going to roll out on 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Support Manitoba, buy local. So this is a new initiative that our government is launching to really highlight the great local businesses that we have in every corner of this province. You can head to the website, manitoba.ca/buy local. Tons of resources. People have been asking those questions, about whether it's food or booze, I think has been a very popular topic this past week. Clothing, what have you. Tons of great resources to figure out where to buy local right across Manitoba, whether that's direct from the farm or when you're heading out to local maker shops or to businesses everywhere. We're going to put some advertising dollars behind this as well, starting with about a month worth of advertising just to help get the resources out there and make sure that Manitobans continue to put our hard-earned dollars into the local businesses that support our economy here. And really, this is just us, trying to amplify the message that's there, that when you go to Costco, when you go to the corner store, when you come to a great business like this, that you're looking for the maple leaf or you're looking for the Made in Manitoba symbol. And so the tote bag here, one way that we can show some pride. We'll have these going out into the community very, very soon, but right away just some advertising and some resources to help support local business here in Manitoba. I really want to thank Manitobans over the past week. It's been maybe a bit of whiplash in terms of are we going, are we not, what's happening, but through it all to see people come together and to rally around the flag, to put the Manitoba pride first and foremost has been very, very encouraging. And while we're going to continue to manage a relationship with the new administration in the U.S., one thing is for certain, buying local and supporting local business in Manitoba, it always makes sense. No matter what is going on around the world, this is one step that we should always get behind as the people of the province. So very happy to be here today, and I'll kick things back over to the MC, Jamie. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, Premier, for outlining some of our sports to help Manitobans support local. Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Jesse Oberman to share a few words. Jesse.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jesse Oberman. I just want to first say thank you to the Premier, to the whole team here. We're thrilled to have all these people here at Low Life Barrel House. That's where I rent space to run my company, Next Friend Cider. I was asked just to speak a little bit about my business that I do here. I work with all local ingredients, mostly apples, but all sorts of fruit that you can find that's grown here in Manitoba. We go to backyards, we forage in the woods. We work with hydrite colonies to go all over the place, all over the province. And we use that fruit, we ferment it naturally into cider. We can it, we bottle it, we keg it. We don't add any ingredients, no sulfites, we don't filter, none of that stuff. And it's so great to see initiatives like this from the province, but also from my friends and family, and just people I'm seeing everywhere that are feeling really supportive of businesses like mine and like Low Life and the wonderful small business community we have here. I think it's great to see people asking more questions, not only going into a local business because they want to support it, but saying, hey, just because you're local, where are you buying your inputs, your ingredients from? Those are important questions. We as businesses ask our consumers to support us and say, come support our local business. It's great to see consumers now coming in and saying, oh, well, you're local, but where do you buy your fruit or your grain or whatever? And we're proud here to say that we buy everything locally. We always have, and we will continue to do that. I just want to say thank you to all these wonderful people, and I'm thrilled to be here among this group, and I know I speak for everyone at Low Life when I say thanks a lot.
Well done. It's awesome to hear from a local small business owner who's supporting our local economy here in Manitoba. Now I'd like to just welcome to the podium Michael Mikulak, President and Executive Director of Food and Beverage Manitoba. Michael.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here today. It's so important to be here celebrating local. The last 4 years have been really difficult on the food and beverage industry. Whether it was the pandemic that showed us how vulnerable our supply chains are, all of these challenges, I think, have shown the incredible resilience of our local companies to make sure that they're providing us the comfort, the sustenance, and deliciousness during these difficult times. Over the last few years, not only have we seen a pandemic, but the supply chain disruptions, a war in Ukraine, all of this has shown how important it is to support our local businesses. And even as people struggle with a cost of living crisis, I'm proud of the businesses that we represent as they've tried to control those costs and not pass them along to consumers and really work diligently to bring these things together. The threat we have now, I think, is a little bit different, and I hope it's not the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to many of the local businesses. So I think anything we can do to support those businesses is so important. The food and beverage sector in Manitoba is massive. We are the largest manufacturing sector in the province, and we export globally. The prospect of that 25% tariff could mean life and death for a lot of these companies. And so I think it's time for Manitobans to really rally around those things that make life special, make life more delicious, and that are the backbone of our family gatherings, our communal events, and our celebrations. Let's celebrate everything Manitoba made. Because $1 spent locally can generate $10 in economic activity. And when you support Manitoba Made, you support your community, whether it's that student getting their first summer job, the delivery driver, or the newcomer looking for that first opportunity. We have so much to be proud of here in Manitoba, so I'm gonna make a proposal here. On this weekend, a lot of people are gonna be watching the Super Bowl. Why don't we make the Super Bowl great again by making it Manitoban? Let's get our favorite products and celebrate that Manitoba Made. Grab that La Cucina or Old Dutch chips and a pint of your favorite Low Life brew. Lay out some Bothwell cheese and some Winkler kielbasa, a loaf of city bread, and some Elman's pickles. Make some wings from Granny's or Exceldor and dip them in that honey dill sauce with abandon. Wrap some Peak of Market potatoes with some bacon smoked right here in Winnipeg at the Maple Leaf plant. And then even in the middle of February, show that we have a lot to be proud about. Our producers and processors, our farmers and retailers all have a part in supporting this industry. Make the Super Bowl party a celebration of Manitoba made.
Really good. And bet on playnow.com.
Thank you so much, Michael. Not only did he make our weekend menus for us, I think he got us all a little bit hungry here today. But that concludes our formal speakers for the press conference today, so we can open it up to any questions.
Mr. Premier, how about the ad campaign you mentioned?
Yeah, sure.
What's the ad buy and how much of that is being spent on local media?
Yeah, I think it's all being spent to reach Manitobans. It's about $140,000, and just getting that message out there to hit up manitoba.ca/buy local, and you got an amazing list of suggestions to get started with.
And what, can you give us an update since Sunday on what concrete measures you have on ensuring that corporations and large businesses on both sides of the border do not move their operations south, as we've already seen some in Ontario do, and what you were doing concretely to diversify export markets?
Well, yesterday we had this amazing announcement, some $80 million being invested into the Port of Churchill and the rail line that serves it, so that our mining products, our ag products can get to the EU, can get to Brazil, we can help resupply Nunavut. This is a really smart investment that makes sense for the US audience because it's strong on Arctic security, but it's also about diversifying the markets that we can ship our goods to from here in Manitoba. Like, everyone thinks about Manitoba as the prairies, as the bush, but we have tidewater in the province too. You can get to the ocean from our province, and so there's a lot of this work that we're doing. Obviously, we're talking to a ton of businesses, large employers included here in Manitoba, just sending that message that we've got their back, and we're going to keep working together to grow our economy.
Premier, about the ad campaign, I know sometimes it's hard to spend entirely locally.
Yeah.
The government gives money to Meta to buy ads on social media sites. How much of this ad campaign is being spent locally?
Yeah, I mean, the $140,000 that we're investing here is to invest in local businesses. You hit up the website here, manitoba.ca/buy local, you're going to see a ton of great resources, how to spend your dollars here in the community. And we're going to reach out to Manitobans to keep amplifying that message.
So my question is about how much is being spent locally within Manitoba versus how much is being spent on social media platforms and everything.
Well, all the money is being spent to support local business.
The question is how much on Musk and Zuckerberg-owned outlets is
$140,000 being spent to support local Manitoba businesses. When you hit up that manitoba.ca/buy local website, you're going to see great resources. And that's the Government of Manitoba's website. So go ahead and hit it up.
If you understand my question, why don't you answer it? How much on Musk?
Oh, I'm providing great answers to all your questions that point you to this wonderful website, manitoba.ca/buy local. Wait. Bien, dans la communauté francophone, c'est un enjeu intéressant où ce que nous pouvons trouver des façons de promouvoir la francophonie dans le Manitoba avec les décisions d'où ce qu'on achète les produits, une tasse de café, quoi que ça soit. Alors pour moi, soit des livres ou des autres produits, si on fait des investissements dans nos communautés, on pourrait faire des décisions pour promouvoir une entreprise francophone, une entreprise autochtone, quoi que ce soit. Alors, il y a beaucoup d'opportunités en des achats locaux pour appuyer le Manitoba, mais aussi appuyer des autres intérêts, des autres priorités dans notre province.
Il y a un site web, 140 000 peut-être revenir sur c'est quoi l'annonce aujourd'hui?
Ah oui, alors c'est 140 000 $ pour cette campagne. J'espère qu'on a des affiches bilingues pour cette campagne d'avertissement. Et puis manitoba.ca/buy local, juste pour regarder à des réseaux où est-ce qu'on pourrait trouver des façons d'appuyer des entreprises ici dans le Manitoba.
government looking at to alleviate the potential trade barriers between the West as well?
You know, I had a call with the Prime Minister and the other premiers earlier today, and this was a big priority of discussion. I know that Minister Moses has been doing excellent work on this. I think there's a real opportunity right now to build up the amount of dollars that we're spending in Canada by bringing down some of those barriers. I think one of the opportunities that we have that would be very popular in this room is the direct-to-consumer alcohol in other provinces. Manitoba does it. Seems like maybe there's a window to get other provinces on board there. But whether it's that or credential recognition or other opportunities, I think there's a real buy-in right now, including from the federal government, to make some progress here.
Should it take current events to look at removing these provincial barriers?
Well, the key message is that it's happening now. I think everyone has started to put an emphasis on buy local, bringing down internal trade barriers, diversification. But the thing for our team is we've been talking about this the whole time. Like, go back to years and years of Small Business Week posts that our team has been doing. We've always been saying buy local. When we ran in our election campaign, we said Manitoba jobs for Manitobans. We've been making decisions to diversify the areas that our businesses can reach, whether that's through Churchill or other ways of reaching the globe. So I think our team has been working on this for a long time, but it's really good to see that there's that kind of maybe critical mass. And hey, last week maybe everybody wasn't thinking about it when you go to the grocery store, but this week for sure everybody is, right? Whether you're headed to Costco in a big chain or whether you're heading to the locally owned market on the corner, I think everyone's looking for ways to support our local economy here.
Mr. Premier, can you tell us where the bags were produced? Are those made here locally?
I can't. No, I don't know. Yeah.
We've heard talk about opening a trade office in Washington. Is there any ideas circulating about opening trade offices elsewhere in the U.S., and if so, where would this be?
Yeah, I mean, we're working hard on the U.S. Outpost in D.C. as a first priority. I think that beyond that, we definitely are considering other locations. But when we're talking about diversifying the markets that we reach, there's an active conversation about that next office. Is that going to be in the U.S. or is that going to be in South Korea? Maybe another location around the globe. So definitely looking for ways to support local business, either by buying local, supporting Manitoba, or whether that's about maybe looking at export contracts.
Are you going to reconstitute the Manitoba trade offices closed by, and functions closed by the former government? They used to have people working Southeast Asia, India, China, directly developing relations over the years. Those staff have been deployed to other areas like climate change. Is that going to be something that your government will consider doing?
Oh, you really got to worry about Manitoba with the PCs in charge, eh? Like, they let us so vulnerable. They let us become so vulnerable to this current situation by cutting and closing all these trade offices that Manitoba used to have around the world. And you really have to wonder about the people in the PC party if they'd sell us out in our Manitoba values. So it's a good thing our team is here, very strong on local, very strong on building up the economy, and of course we'll always stand up for Manitoba values along the way.
Will you reopen the China and India offices? There weren't offices there, but there were staff dedicated to those relationships. Will you reconstitute those specific functions?
I think I've given you guys some great news here today by saying that not only have we got a DC office on the way, but we might have another one after that.
Moving on to a different topic here with the healthcare audits. The WHA shared.
Were we ready to move on? I just want to make sure before Bart, has his way with everyone's time here on the buy local campaign. I know I'm seeing some eye contact over here. Some reporters are maybe. Hey, we've got an amazing initiative to do an all-party committee on supporting local journalism. It's definitely a part of it. The reason why we constituted the all-party committee on local journalism is because this is a public service, right? We have to have information. We have to have the local memory. For sure, the big daily newspapers in the city are a part of that. But we also have the local papers in smaller communities that help to ensure that there's some great content being produced, and ensuring that that public service is going to continue into the future is a big part of that. And yeah, government advertising is something that we've long made the point. Well, I'm not talking to your sales department just yet. I don't know if they got you doing that too, in addition to all the great photography work. But you know, we're having a lot of fun these days with the buy local and all the great Canadian pride right now. But I did want to say, you know, I heard there was booing during the American anthem at the Jets game yesterday. And what I would say is don't boo the opposing team's national anthem, okay? Boo the opposing team when they touch the puck. That is the Canadian way. Thank you. Well, look at the great exchange that we had with Mike. I mean, we could have missed out on that, right?
The WHA shared how curriculum reviews should be mandated to propose a list of cost-saving measures equal to 3 times the reported deficit within 90 days when a deficit is reported on its quarterly report. How is that possible?
What we've seen is that fixing the healthcare for you, the average person in Manitoba, is the #1 priority for our team. I want to thank the Minister of Health for ensuring that we're moving forward to the next phase of this. We've been very clear, going back to before the election, that we want to fix the culture in the workplace of people who go to work on the front lines of healthcare each and every single day so that we can make your care as the patient better. We got great nurses and physicians who want to care for you and want to cut down on the wait times, but they get frustrated by the bureaucracy. And so we've sent a clear message that we expect improvements. We thank the people who have been working with us to date, and now we're bringing in leadership that we know are going to be able to have that emotional intelligence, respect the doctors, nurses, allied health, support care workers on the front lines, and ensure that healthcare improves for you, the patient, who deserves to get access to care when you need it.
I repeat, how is it possible to get 3 times the deficit in cost-saving within 90 days?
Well, what I'm talking about is culture. I'm talking about fixing the working environment for nurses and doctors. We commissioned some audits. Obviously, we'll take a look at what's in there. But when it comes to the decisions that government is making, it's about fixing the working conditions for the nurse, for the allied health professional, for the physician, for the support worker who takes care of you. And so the steps that we're taking here today, it's all about moving forward in that continuous step-by-step process of making sure that we fix healthcare in Manitoba. And so these new leaders, very confident that they've got the emotional intelligence to get it right. And when we have emotional intelligence and we have a good working environment, guess what? The care for you at the bedside, it gets better. Because a happy nurse, a happy doctor, a happy allied health professional is going to be able to connect with you as a patient and work with you in a more direct way, unlike in the past where they've been frustrated or perhaps distracted by the former PC government or just not having their ideas heard to. And so we're making some important changes here.
The audit said that one of the prime drivers of the deficits was raises given to healthcare workers, including retroactive contract, and as well as staffing up and promised to do those.
Yeah.
There's a cost to it though. So how do regional health authorities balance their budgets while at the same time meeting the demand to staff up and raises?
We have some fantastic news on healthcare staffing coming on Friday. And so I want to thank everyone out there on the front lines of healthcare who have been working so hard. And, you know, when the Minister of Health and I went out shortly after the election and said, help is coming, well, I think we can show progress that help is arriving. And so thank you so much for the amazing work that you've been doing to date. You know, the fiscal side of things, all we ask for from leaders in the healthcare system is just give us good predictions about what your needs are going to be for this year. And where we don't get that, then of course we have to have some accountability. But job one is to ensure that there's a good working environment on the front lines of the healthcare system, and where nurses and physicians and allied health and support workers, the support staff, the clerks, everybody you talk to in the ER or at the hospital or at the personal care home gets frustrated, it's with the bureaucracy and with the management, right? There should be a minimal level of bureaucracy in the healthcare system to support the front lines. And job number one for that bureaucracy is to ensure that there's a good working environment. And so the Minister of Health, our whole team, are taking steps to improve your care by making sure that the people who care for you are cared for by our healthcare system.
Mr. Premier, my colleague Kristen Animal was requesting this healthcare audits for months. I know reporters are going to be on this one as well. Why did your government release them today? Hold a press conference before we as reporters had a chance to even read those detailed audits produced and ask informed questions. Why did you basically hide those from us?
We publicly released these healthcare audits in full, so the Manitobans have complete transparency about the steps that were taken. But let's be absolutely clear. The number one focus right now is to ensure that the people who care for you at the bedside in the healthcare system are being cared for by their managers and by the people who run the WRHA and shared health. We need to see progress when it comes to respecting people on the front lines. And so we're putting people into place in those positions that we know are going to be able to deliver for you, the patient. And when it comes to sharing information publicly, yeah, we did that.
Why did you hold a technical briefing?
Well, I think that there's going to be tons of opportunity for reporters to ask questions multiple times a day, I would suggest to you. And I think that's very much the case today. So when it comes to fixing the healthcare system, what I would say is this. If you're a nurse on the front lines, if you're a physician working in the ER, if you're an allied health worker doing the diagnostic tests, or the social work in the community, you're a support worker doing a lot of the heavy lifting, help is here. We're fixing the healthcare for you. We've shown up in person at town hall meetings across the province to listen to your priorities. We make ourselves available to the media to ask any question that they want. We've disclosed the results of the audits completely. And one thing's for certain, today you can say we are taking decisive action to fix healthcare for you. All right, support local, support Manitoba, buy local. Right on.